Hey everybody, we are back for another session of our 10-minute workouts so that way you can squeeze them in during the day when you don't feel like you have a lot of time but you do still want to get a workout in. So today we are going to be working our glutes, so let's waste no time. Let's get started with some lateral lunge stretches. You're going to spread your legs nice and far out, jut your butt back, stretch out to the one side and keeping your knee flared out, and then stretch to the other side. Now you can hold kind of here if you need to for a nice rest, or you can kind of go back and forth. Really make sure you sit back into those hips, getting that nice stretch on that inner thigh here. 3, 2, 1, and then stand up from here. We're just gonna do some hip swings. So starting with your left foot facing forward, just kind of swing your right leg over your hip like a pendulum. You want to keep your left toes forward. You don't want to point them out, keeping your knee straight. 2, 1, switch to the other side. So right toes forward, left leg swinging like a pendulum. Just kind of open up those hips. You can go as high or as wide as you need to. 2, and 1. And then from here, we're just going to hip open. So taking your right leg, stepping out and stepping back to the center, like you're stepping over a really big log or a low fence. Again, keeping that left foot, left knee forward, and switch to the other side. So right toes forward, right knee forward, and we are stepping that left foot out to the side. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we have our glutes all warmed up. I'm gonna bring y'all down here because our workout takes place on the ground today. I am actually gonna bring you a little bit higher. So we are going to waist not, want not. We have 2 circuits, 2 times through because we're gonna be working the left and right sides. So if you wanna get ready in a kind of nice tabletop position, get started with me. We are going to start with some fire hydrants, whatever side you want to start in 3, 2, 1. So shoulders stacked over your wrist, knees under hips. I'm starting with my left, bringing that knee up and out to the side, keeping that foot flexed, and keeping the whole middle part of my body nice and straight. We're not flaring into it like that. You're literally only just moving from that hip, activating that glute, giving a little squeeze at the top, back to the center. From here, we are going to do that foot to a 90 degree towards the ceiling and do a nice little donkey kick, back to the center, and back. Kick straight out and back. You want that 90 degree angle. So like when we were up here, bring it right here down, straight back. Keeping that foot flexed, a nice squeeze. At that kick back, really push back like you're kicking back at a wall. 3 seconds, we're gonna go to rainbows. So keeping your foot down on the ground, you're gonna lift and go over to the right, crossing that foot, over to the left, crossing back over. Again, you are just using your hips and your glutes. I don't wanna see you twist your hips. This is not an oblique workout. You might be getting a little bit of oblique work, but this is a butt and hips and glutes workout. We have 3 seconds. We're gonna stand up, 2, 1, squat, pulse to toes. So you don't need to see my face. You're gonna go squat, squat, stand on your toes, squat, squat, stand on your toes. If you can't stand on your toes, just stand and squeeze those butt cheeks at the top. Toes, tiny little baby squats. You're not doing like a full squat, just a tiny little pulse. We have about 7 more seconds. You have a quick break. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. 3, 2, 1. Meet me down here. Give yourself a nice little breath. We're gonna do the same thing on the right side, except those squatcha toes are gonna stay exactly the same. So, also one thing I wanna say is make sure, I know when you're doing tabletop, when it's one-sided, you kind of wanna center your knee. See how I did that? You do not want to do that. Keep yourself here because that gives you that stability. So when you do one side, I know you want to kind of compensate. Do not do that. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. We are going into those fire hydrants, keeping that foot flexed. We don't have a loose fish foot. Opening up to the side. You don't have to do these fast. You can hold it there for a second. Making sure your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. If you're kind of too far back, that's where you're gonna get that strain in your shoulder and wrists. 4 seconds, we're gonna go to those donkey kicks. 2, 1, and kick straight back. Back to the center, kick straight back, back to the center. When you kick, you don't wanna arch your back. We're not doing anything like that, just a nice straight kick, push back, straight kick, push back. Beautiful. We have about 15 more seconds of these, and then we're gonna go into those rainbows for the right side. You really start to feel it in your lower glutes, right? A little bit in your hamstrings, they're waking up. 2, 1, touch that toe to the ground, up and over to the left, cross over, up and over to the right, cross over. Beautiful. Again, you're keeping your back totally straight. I don't wanna see this. Keep yourself totally, totally neutral. The only thing that should be moving is kind of this glute, the outside glute, controlling all of that movement. 5 seconds. We're gonna stand up for those squat to toes. In 2, 1, stand up. Squat, squat, toes. Squat, squat, toes. A little bit of calf work there. Now, of course, the squat is always a good glute workout, making sure our knees are pointed out, we're not flaring in. You guys know the deal. But a nice little squat pulse is a nice way to kind of activate all of those muscles in your glute that you may forget to focus on any other time. 2, and last 1 here. Beautiful. Give yourself another shake out. We are gonna stay down here. Our second circuit, again, 2 times through, because we're gonna do the left and the right side. All gonna be glute bridge renditions. So if you, I'm gonna put you down a little bit farther here, beautiful. All right, if you wanna start with me, good glute format, what do we know? Fingertips just barely grazing the backs of our feet, shoulders back. Plank yourself up with me, squeezing through those hips and those glutes. Start with me right now. We've already started with our first glute bridge. We are not flaring out through our chest. Pretend I'm on you and I'm kind of pushing your chest down. You should only be lifting through your butt. Pretend that someone has kind of like a string right underneath your belly button and they are lifting you. It's a string that goes through the underneath your belly button all the way to your butt crack. All right, from here, you are going to do a glute bridge march. So 90 degrees, lift with one foot, balance yourself back. Lift the other foot 90 degrees. Always stable yourself before you march to the other side. You don't want to be tilting your hips. You want to keep those hips totally stable. Now you don't have to bring the knee all the way up here. You can do that nice little march is all you need. Making sure you're lifting. All right, from here, we are going to just hold our one leg straight in the air. I'm starting with my right. You are gonna hold it there. We're still doing a glute bridge hold with that foot in the air. Lift yourself. I'm starting to get tired. I wanna drop a little bit. Do not drop. Whew, I know this one really wakes yourself up. Only put your foot as high as you can. I mean, if you can really go here, that's fine. If you can go straight up, that's fine. 4 seconds, we are gonna take this on a lever in 2, 1, staying here. You're gonna inhale, bring your foot down, don't touch it to the ground, hover it right there. Inhale back. You're staying in that glute bridge position. I had to lift my hips up a little bit. They're starting to dip. I know, that should be super, super fiery. Guys, you have 10 more seconds. You get a quick break, and then on to the other side, and we are done. We get to cool down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop yourself out. Give that leg a little shake. We have that whole thing again, but on the other side. I started with my right. I'm going to my left. Whichever side you're going to go over, give it some equal love. It's the best part of having 2 sides of the body. You get to balance yourself out. So, get ready. We have about 10 seconds left. Give yourself a shake out. Get ready to go. Get yourself ready in that good glute position. So, hands barely touching your heels. Lifting up through your hips, your butt cheeks. Lift up with me already. The time's already started. 30 seconds here. This honestly is like your break. because after this we're gonna start moving. So really cherish this moment and kind of stamp this feeling into your brain. When you kind of start to sink a little bit because you get tired, remember this is like your home base. So kind of copy and paste this in the back of your brain. 3 seconds, we're gonna take this on a march in 2, 1, you're gonna march, bring it back to center, march, bring it back to center. Take this nice and slow, keeping your hips, your butt cheeks squeezed, really pushing down through the palms of your hand and your forearm into the ground to really help stabilize yourself. You're not cha-chaing your hips left and right. I am sweaty even though we are laying down. 4 seconds, you're gonna lift that left leg. 2, 1, lift that leg in the air. Or if you did your left leg before, you're lifting your right. Whew. Get yourself up there. I know we're lying on the ground, but I am very sweaty when I do these. We have about 15 more seconds holding this here, and then we're gonna move it. I know your legs and like your lower butt should be so shaky. I am so shaky right now. 3, 2, 1, don't drop, don't give up. Inhale on that lever down. Inhale on the way back up. Whew. Your butt should be on fire. Good news is this is our very last movement. You should really be engaging through that kind of standard, that stabilizing glute. Lift yourself up a little bit. I am starting to get really tired, so I'm dropping a little bit. Guys, we have 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. All right, so wipe your sweat. We are cooling down. We're finished. We are going to do a hamstring stretch. Kneeling. So, kind of in a 90-degree position on that back foot. I'm starting with my left. Lift it as far as you can if you can hold it. You got the top of your foot, your ankle, and then kind of pulling yourself forward like you have a belt buckle to get a stretch in that hamstring. And then the closer you pull that foot to your butt, you'll get a nice little extra stretch. Whew. I know we did our glutes, but your hamstrings need love too. All right, so from here, drop that foot, that forward foot, point the toe forward, and then kind of fold forward as far as you can go. If you need to twist your foot left and right, stretch the whole back side of your body there. You did it. Technically, my timer is at 12 minutes, but that's the talking and the rest there. So, kneel on the other side, lean forward like you have a belt buckle, hold that back foot. Like I said, the closer you squeeze it to your butt, the more you're gonna feel it in that front quad. It does not have to touch your butt. Everybody's flexibility is different. Put that foot down, point that toe up in the front, fold forward as far as you can go. You can twist the foot left and right to wake up the sides here. From here, don't mind me, we're gonna be standing up and folding, so just stand up nice, straight and tall. Hinge forward at the hips and then just fold forward. Again, getting a nice stretch in that back body here, your back lower body. Whew, and just hold it here for a second. If you need to kind of like pedal your knees out just a teeny tiny bit, you can. All right, and that is it. I hope you guys feel really good. I hope your glutes feel nice and fired up. Your workout is done for the day, and you can enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys next time.